Hello. So in this video I'll talk about two things, and this two thing is related to writing. So one of my friend used to, when we do chatting things, sometimes we make a lot of mistakes in our chatting. And so I found one of my senior friend. He's a professor. So he actually, when he types something, replies back, his writing is really perfect. There is hardly there is any grammatical error, hardly there is any spelling mistake. But when we do, I mean, in every 3 4 5 sentence there will be one mistake for sure, or even in some cases sometimes in one sentence there are a couple of mistakes. I mean, not major mistakes, everything is understandable, but in terms of grammar, in terms of word choice, and in terms of spelling, there is some error, but everything makes sense. When we type it too first and blah blah blah. So one day I asked him, how you make sure that your writing is clear, and why our writing is not clear? And he gave me some straightforward answer. He said, Faiz, when you write, most of the time the problem is coming from the habit. You have some writing habit, and that writing habit, due to your habit, when you write something and you write it wrong, and you do not recognize it that you are writing it wrong because it is already your habit. So I was like, oh my god, I didn't know that, really? And he said, yeah, or else why don't you know that? Because if you write some wrong thing, then if it is not your habit, then you will automatically recognize it. And then I started thinking, and like, yeah, that's kind of true. Because when I write something, basically most of the time I don't give attention. I am like, okay, I'm just writing it, just send it, just write it. No professionalism, any kinds of form, any kinds of thinking. We don't put any thinking there, um, any kind of sense or some rationals there, like what's going on here. Even we don't pay attention. So I realized this habit, writing habit, is one thing that we can develop from every day. And when we write, whatever we write, we have to make sure that we are writing it correct, even if it is not important something. My point is this: suppose most of the time, as we are not high profile person, I'm not high profile someone, I'm very normal person, very simple someone. When I write something, most of the time I think like, okay, I'm writing it, this is very silly thing, this is very simple thing, why I'm writing it? I'm just writing it, let's write and finish it. So this way, if we think, then it becomes our habit. And then when we write some important thing, then also we do it the same way, subconsciously. So the point is, we have to make some good writing habit. Like, even if we are writing something unnecessary, not significant something, not important something, we're just writing it for ourselves, we have to make it correct. So this habit is very very good things. Then actually automatically our sense will lead us there to some perfect place eventually. Another thing is, so the first thing is writing habits, and second thing is review your writing. So when you write something, most of the time we don't go back and revise it. I mean, at least this is called proofreading. So proofreading is very important. Just for once, if we go back and read it again, then it will become like, even I will say 90 to 95% problem will be solved automatically if you just go back and read it once again and just proofread, just revise it, what I have written. Even if we are chatting with some people, if we are writing it, some unnecessary stuff, unnecessary things, at that time also we can just type it, and we just of course you can type it and just go back and read it once again, what you have written, what I have written there, what is there. I mean, okay, this word, can I change this word, or is it necessary? You know what, you may think like, this is time consuming. This is not like that. I mean, 1 2 days it will be like, oh my god, previously I used to type very first, and then send, then type, then send, then type, then send. Now I have to go back and read. It looks like it is kind of taking time. Yeah, that is true. First few days, 1 2 days, it will take time. Then later it will become your habit. I mean, it worked for me. when I review it, when I proofread it, most of the time, most of the problem, I automatically can recognize it, and then I can fix it. And sometimes I feel like, oh my god, suppose the other day I have written an email, I thought, okay, I have to proofread it. Then I was reading it, go back, I fixed three problems, and one of the word choice was, there was one article missing, there was one other wrong word choice, there's something missing, but my grammar checker software didn't correct it automatically, and I was like, oh my god, how come my grammar checker software is not checking it? There is a couple of words completely missing from the sentence, and I mean, now the sentence is not making sense, like that kind of mistake. Then I found one very important word. The whole word is different what I wanted to mean there, but as the grammar is correct according to that word, so my language checker, grammar checker said it is fine. Then when I read the proofread, so I fixed three problems. All three of them, in my point of view, was major, and I was sending it to some of my boss, and I was like, oh my god, this proofreading is really helpful. Anyway, so this is the I know most of you, those who are watching this video, this is just, I'm just keeping it for myself, so that I realize how I am correcting and how I'm growing up. Maybe you are almost fine with this, your writing habit is good, and you always proofread, you always review it. This is just for double checking. Thank you all, thank you very much for watching. Bye.